what's up? Welcome back to today's edition of The Fishing Teacher, and thanks for joining me for today's video. Always grateful for that. And actually, I'm heading up to Stockton Lake right now. I've got an on-the-water jerkbait lesson. Thought it'd be a good time to do today's video. Guys, today we're going to be talking about birds and bass as far as, how they work together and what it really means when you see birds doing certain things on the water. Now, a lot of you guys that have been fishing for a long time, you already know what I'm talking about here, but Fishing Teacher, we're trying to keep the information, sort of at a basic or intermediate level. And if you're not real familiar with it, anytime that you see some type of a predatory bird diving into the water, it could be like a gull, it could be a cormorant, it could be a loon, whatever, eagles, anything like that. Anytime you see them diving in the water, that's because they spotted something down there. They spotted some type of a fish that they're going after. And if you fish long enough, you're going to see this, especially if you notice a flock of birds going down, like a flock of seagulls that are consistently going down. Most of the time, they're after some type of a shad school in a situation like that. Now, the bigger birds, like the eagles and the ospreys and all that type of stuff, they may go for more individual, isolated, bigger fish. And I've seen ospreys and herons before get 2-pound bass out of the lake and carry them off. But the ones that you really want to pay attention to are the flock birds, like the gulls and stuff like that, that are consistently diving into the water trying to get shad. Now, one of the things about this is any time that you see this on the lake, it's worth some time to go investigate. And if I see birds diving, I don't care if they're diving in 2 foot of water or in 100 foot of water. If I see them diving in the water, I usually always go over there, make a few casts, check it out, and maybe look at my electronics a little bit and see what I can see down there. More than not, if you go over to the birds, like especially if they're offshore or out in a little bit deeper water, more often than not, when you get over there, you're going to notice some type of shad under the boat. It could be 5 feet under the boat, could be on the surface, could be 20 foot under the boat. But that's why those flock birds are out there, is for those schools of shad. So what I usually do, guys, if I'm running down the lake or if I'm fishing and I see them diving in the water, especially repeatedly, I just go over there and make a few casts. I'll throw a jerkbait or a little swim bait out there, see if I can catch a few fish. Usually about half the time you can. If I don't see any activity on the surface, I may graph around there a little bit with my 2D sonar, see if I can see any bait fish or fish deeper. And if I do, I'll cast out there to that depth zone that I see them in, and really try to take advantage of that. It's one of those things that happens on the lake where it's an opportunity, and you have to take advantage to capitalize on it. And I remember one of the first times I ever heard of this, I heard Roland Martin talking about opportunities in fishing, and one of the first tournaments he won, he said that he was running back to weigh-in. He didn't have much time left to fish. He had maybe 15 or 20 minutes, and he only had one fish in the boat. And he's running down the lake, and all of a sudden he saw a bird dive into the lake and pick up a little shad. And he didn't have anything going on, said, man, I'm just going to go back there and throw over there. He went back over there where that bird dove in the water and caught like a limit in 5 minutes and won the tournament. He just came out of nowhere and won the tournament, just, paying attention to birds like that. But it really doesn't make any difference how deep that you see them in. If you see them in the back of a cove or out on a point or out in the middle of the lake, that means there's something going on. They're just not out there diving for no reason at all. So just go over there. It only takes you a couple minutes. Just if you see them going in the water, just go over there, make a few casts. If you catch them, great. If you don't, go back to fishing the way you were. But it's one of those things. Another things you have to talk about is just being aware when you're on the water, and always trying to figure out something to make something happen. And that's just one option that you're going to have pretty consistently if you fish very much. So just take advantage of it when you see it. Get over there, make a few casts, and sometimes it can really produce well for you. So hope you guys are well. We'll talk later.